Yo, what's up, guys? How about these Toronto Maple Leafs? Hey, guys, defeating the Ottawa Senators again in overtime, 3-2 to take a commanding 3-0 series lead in this series, guys. Now, guys, what can we say about this game today? This game here was an absolute grind in this game. A tight defensive hockey game. Not much space on the ice tonight. And the Toronto Maple Leafs find a way again to get the victory in overtime, guys. Just incredible shit that we've been seeing these last 3 games by the Leafs. And, guys, I think we can all agree, the Leafs hadn't even played their best hockey yet in this series, right? And the Leafs continuously find ways from different players in their lineup to score goals at important times of the game, and especially in overtime, guys. Like, how about this guy, Simone Benoit? Honestly, like, from what he did last game, intercepting the puck in their own end, bringing it all the way up ice, and then getting in front of Linus Ullmark to screen him for the Domi goal in overtime last game, guys. That was already incredible enough as it was. And then this guy tonight goes again and scores the game winner. And not only scores the game winner, he's been playing some great hockey as of late, guys. I think we could all agree. Been playing some steady, solid hockey. How often have we seen our 6th defenseman contribute in the playoffs, guys? It's not very often that we see our bottom guys contributing. It's not very often we see the Maple Leafs up 3-0 in a series, guys. These are new things that we are experiencing with this team. You got to give Craig Berube a lot of credit again. He makes a good change in the lineup, taking on Nick Robertson, who's a detriment with penalties. You bring in a guy like Max Pacioretty, who's a veteran. Now, I'm not saying Pacioretty had the best night, of course, but I thought he was pretty decent. I thought his line was decent with McMahon and Domi. Nobody was perfect tonight, guys. It wasn't their best performance again, of course, but listen, it's the playoffs, guys. You got to find a way to grind out wins. And I thought the Leafs were playing a spectacular third period up until Stolarz unfortunately gives up the worst goal of the series so far by him. That goal cannot go in. Of course, I think we'd all agree, guys. The Leafs did a really good job clawing back after going down 1-0 by that goal by Claude Giroux. Then Nyes, who's been absolutely fantastic all year around, of course, scores the goal to tie it up. And then after we see Mitch Marner and Austin Matthews wet that incredible play off the boards, that beautiful play with Mitch but between his legs to Austin. Linus Ullmark is looking the other direction. He doesn't even know that Matthews is about to score on him. It was a beautiful goal, guys. Matthews with 2 points tonight, Marner with 2 assists. Nobody had a great game tonight, guys, but they found a way to win, taking a 3-0 stranglehold lead on the Senators. This is what we've all been wanting to see for year in and year out, guys. The Leafs dominating series that they should be winning. This is a series, guys. You also got to give Brad Treliving a lot of credit in with the additions he's made in the offseason and at the trade deadline. Brendan Carlo has been fantastic for this team. Chris Tanev has been sensational. Obviously, extending Benoit, extending McCabe were master strokes by Treliving. Scott Laughton has been playing some good playoff hockey, I think, these last 3 games. So you got to give Treliving some credit, even hiring Berube. This team here, guys, is probably the most skilled team we've seen and probably the best defensive team we've seen in a very long time regarding the Toronto Maple Leafs, guys. Where they've been getting solid goaltending, obviously, other than the second goal, of course, that Brady Tkachuk scored. That should not go in. Like I said, Stoli has to find a way to save that puck. But, I think we can all give Stoli a pass, guys. 11 straight wins for Stoli. He has been incredible for this team. The Leafs found a way to bail him out. That's the most important thing. You know what I mean, guys? So the Leafs did what they had to do. You steal a win in Ottawa. Another win that I felt was at times shaky. Of course, Ottawa had some chances. They were busting the Leafs' chops. I was a little bit worried. But this team here, guys, they show confidence. They don't look like they're intimidated by the Senators, of course. The Leafs are just playing a different brand of hockey. I think we could all agree. Us Leaf fans have not seen in quite some time. Definitely not in the Sheldon Keefe and Kyle Dubas era, guys. This has been some enjoyable hockey to watch. Finally watching the Leafs, guys, doing what they're doing in this game. Hopefully now they can complete the sweep on Saturday. It's going to be very difficult. Marner said it best. The 4th win is always the hardest, guys. So they're going to have to find a way to get that 4th win in Ottawa. You know what I mean, guys? So the Leafs, guys, I think they did a really good job tonight. Not panicking. They went down 1-0. They continued to play their game. That is one thing that we haven't seen in years, guys, is maturity from this hockey team. And they showed a lot of maturity tonight, guys. I think we could all agree in this win tonight. And Benoit on his goal, it did look like it was tipped, but they credited him the goal, and I think it was Well deserved by Simone Benoit. And there's another thing, guys, that I have not been mentioning, of course, for the last couple games, but after tonight's game, enough is enough, okay? The referees are absolutely pathetic, okay? You know, like between game 1 and 2, you know, you rescind the 5-minute major, you know, Marner gets high stick, you know, not getting a penalty called there. You see Brady Tkachuk and Tim Stützle becoming professional divers tonight. You see Benoit getting cross-checked in the face, you know, in that scrum there, guys, and he has to get sent off for defending himself. Like, it was an absolute shit show by the NHL referees tonight. Absolutely pathetic. You know, what we've been seeing across the league, you know, we've been seeing cross-checks to the face, you know, with what happened with Tavares and in other series. You know, it's been absolutely pathetic by the NHL referees, guys, especially in tonight's game. That was an absolute shambolic performance by the NHL refs tonight, guys. You know, and the Ottawa Senators fans complaining and bitching, you know, after game 1, oh, the Leafs are getting so many power plays. Well, listen, the Leafs have been spanking up the Senators when it comes to the power play. The Leafs are like, what, 5 for 8 on the power play in this series, guys. The Leafs have been absolutely dominating the Senators with the extra man, guys. It's been incredible to see compared to what we saw last year. Let's hope this continues, guys, in the next game on Saturday night. But positive stuff, guys, for this Leafs team. Seeing contributions from other players other than your big stars. And not only that, our big stars are performing, guys. Even though they're not having their best games, they're producing points. That is the most important thing, something they were not doing last year. Our defensemen have been producing, especially Benoit, you know, been playing solid. I think Riley stepped up his game. He's been really good. You know, him and Carlo have becoming a really good pair. McCabe and Tanev have been solid all year, of course. And then OEL and Benoit have been absolutely spectacular these first 3 games, guys. So everything is going perfectly in the Leafs' direction, guys. But it's not done yet. Let's not get complacent. You know, the Leafs got to finish this series off, and we see who they play next, guys. But the Ottawa Senators are not going to go down without a fight, guys. I expect an even tougher game on Saturday night, guys, for the Leafs to complete the sweep. And I can't even believe that I'm saying that, guys. To see the Leafs up 3-0, man, this is nice to see, guys. Something very refreshing for us Leaf fans, guys. But, guys, that's it for this video today. Thank you very much for watching. As always, guys, click like if you like this video. Subscribe if you guys want to see more content. Go Leafs, go, guys. And remember, if you do not watch sports, you're more. Ciao, guys.